Imagine a civilization with sprawling cities, meticulously planned streets, and advanced water systems, thriving along the banks of a great river. This was the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's earliest urban cultures. But around 1900 BCE, something changed. The rivers began to falter, the cities started to empty, and a great civilization mysteriously declined. Yet, the people who built it, the Dravidians, and the nomadic groups who arrived later, the Aryans, did not simply vanish. So where did they go? And how did their journeys lay the foundation for the India we know today? This is the story of how a civilization didn't die, but transformed. At its peak, the Indus Valley Civilization was a powerhouse. Home to an estimated 5 million people, its influence stretched across a vast area, with major centers like Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro, and Dholavira. These weren't just settlements. They were marvels of urban planning. They had sophisticated drainage systems, standardized bricks for construction, and bustling markets. Their economy was built on agriculture and intricate craftwork, with trade networks reaching as far as Mesopotamia. What's fascinating is the lack of grand palaces or royal tombs. It suggests a society that was highly organized, perhaps even egalitarian, but without the powerful kings or emperors we see in other ancient civilizations. This was a world built on community, trade, and incredible ingenuity. So, what went wrong? Why did these magnificent cities fall silent? The collapse wasn't a single, dramatic event. It was a slow creeping decline driven by several factors. A major culprit was climate change. The Ghaggar-Hakra river system, which some scholars identify as the legendary Saraswati River, began to dry up, turning fertile lands into arid plains. At the same time, the mighty Indus River and its tributaries may have shifted their courses or caused catastrophic floods, disrupting agriculture. As food and water became scarce, the economic engine of the civilization sputtered. Trade routes with distant lands like Mesopotamia faltered, and the bustling urban centers could no longer support their large populations. People began to leave, not in a panicked exodus, but in a gradual migration away from the dying cities, seeking new opportunities and a more stable life. The mighty cities of the Indus Valley did not fall overnight. Instead, they slowly emptied as rivers dried, trade slowed, and agriculture became unreliable. While the cities were abandoned, the people were not lost. They adapted, migrated, and became the foundation for later civilizations. The original inhabitants, likely the ancestors of modern Dravidian-speaking peoples, didn't disappear. They moved. Many migrated southward and eastward across the subcontinent, carrying their knowledge with them. They settled in new regions, establishing smaller farming villages, and eventually giving rise to the great cultures of South India, whose languages include Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam. Then, around 1500 BCE, a new group entered the scene from the northwest, the Indo-Aryans. These were semi-nomadic pastoralists who brought with them horses, chariots, new iron technology, the Sanskrit language, and a distinct set of beliefs and rituals known as Vedic culture. They didn't conquer an empty land. Instead, they moved into the northern plains, where they encountered and gradually mixed with the remaining post-Indus populations. The fall of the great cities did not mean the fall of knowledge or culture. Instead, it dispersed and transformed, creating a rich tapestry of traditions. The descendants of the Indus people, the Dravidians, preserved their deep knowledge of agriculture, urban planning concepts, and craft skills, adapting them to smaller rural settlements. This legacy can be seen in the intricate temple architecture and vibrant artistic traditions that later flourished in the south. Meanwhile, the newly arrived Aryans introduced their own powerful cultural elements. Their Vedic hymns and rituals, centered on fire ceremonies and a pantheon of gods, became foundational to what would later evolve into Hinduism. They established early kingdoms along the Gangetic Plain, and their social structures and language profoundly shaped the development of northern India. The two streams of people and culture began to merge, creating something entirely new. So why didn't these populations just disappear like their cities? The answer is adaptation. Neither the Dravidians nor the Aryans were static. The descendants of the Indus people left the arid plains of the west and moved toward the more fertile river, valleys of the Ganges, and the lush landscapes of southern India. They traded grand cities for sustainable villages. The Aryans, for their part, adapted from a nomadic lifestyle to a settled agricultural one, learning from the local populations they encountered. They thrived in the Gangetic Plains, a region perfect for their new way of life. This wasn't a story of one group replacing another, but of migration, mingling, and merging. While the great Indus cities vanished, the people who built them evolved, preserving the civilization's DNA in their languages, farming techniques, and cultural memories, ensuring that their legacy would endure for millennia. In the end, the story splits into two great migrations that shaped the subcontinent forever. The Dravidian-speaking peoples moved south and east, becoming the cultural and linguistic backbone of southern India. Their ancient roots are still visible in their languages, traditions, and the enduring memory of sophisticated urban life. The Aryans settled in the fertile plains of northern India, their language, Sanskrit, becoming the mother of many modern North Indian languages, and their Vedic beliefs laying the groundwork for major philosophical and spiritual traditions. The great cities of the Indus were gone, but their people and their invaluable knowledge lived on, scattered and transformed across the land. The Indus civilization may have disappeared from the map, but its people simply found new homes and new ways to live. The Dravidians and the Aryans, two distinct groups, carried its legacy forward, planting the seeds of language, culture, and knowledge that would blossom into the next great chapter of Indian history. They prove a powerful truth: civilization never truly ends, it transforms. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to subscribe for more stories.